You thought waking up was the hardest part. You thought the moment you realized your life had to change, everything would finally become easier. But no one tells you this truth at the beginning. Awakening is only the first step. The real battle begins after. At first, you felt clear, focused, calm. You promised yourself that this time would be different. You would wake up earlier. You would stop wasting time. You would finally become the person you always believed you could be. But then, quietly, something started pulling you back. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It felt familiar. One morning, you woke up tired for no clear reason. Another day, you told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." Old habits returned, not as enemies, but as old friends knocking gently on your door. Your mind whispered, "Relax, you deserve a break." It said, "You can't change overnight." It reminded you of comfort, not growth. And without realizing it, you took a step backwards. You felt frustrated with yourself, confused, ashamed. You asked yourself, "Why is this so hard if I already know what to do?" One evening, unable to sit still, you went for a walk. The streets were quiet, washed in soft orange light from the setting sun. Your footsteps echoed as if the world was listening. Every step felt heavy, as though something invisible was tied around your ankles. That's when you noticed a stray dog sitting near a closed gate. It wasn't barking. It wasn't angry. It just sat there, staring at the ground. As you came closer, you saw it clearly. The dog was wearing a collar, attached to a thin rope. The rope was loose enough for the dog to move, but short enough to stop it from leaving. The strange part was this: the gate behind it was open, wide open. The dog could leave at any moment, but it didn't. It simply sat there, unmoving, as if it didn't believe freedom was real. You stood there longer than you expected. Something about that image felt uncomfortably familiar. Suddenly, a voice spoke behind you. "Do you know why it won't move?" You turned and saw an older man standing a few steps away. His face was calm, his eyes observant, as if he had been watching not just the dog, but you. You shook your head. He smiled gently, because it learned its limits when the rope was shorter. Even now, when the gate is open, the memory of restraint is stronger than reality. The words landed quietly, but deeply. He continued, "The mind works the same way. It doesn't resist change because it hates growth. It resists because it fears the unfamiliar." Your chest tightened. That's why, after awakening, people fall back, not because they are weak, but because their mind prefers what it knows, even if it hurts. You looked again at the dog. "How do you free it?" you asked. The man replied, "You don't pull it. You don't shout at it. You don't drag it through the gate. You simply shorten the distance between it and freedom, step by step, until it realizes the rope is no longer in control." Then, just like that, he walked away. You stood there alone again, but something inside you had shifted. That night, lying in bed, you understood something important. Your mind is not your enemy, but it is not your leader either. Your mind wants familiarity. Your soul wants growth. And between the two, there is tension. The next morning, you didn't try to fix your entire life. You didn't chase motivation. You didn't wait for inspiration. You made one small decision. You got out of bed when your mind told you to stay. You focused for 10 minutes when it begged for distraction. You chose discipline, not as punishment, but as guidance. And something surprising happened. The resistance didn't disappear, but it weakened. Each day, the pull backwards felt slightly less powerful. The rope didn't vanish, but it loosened. Some days were still hard. Some days you failed. But now, instead of quitting, you noticed the pattern. Your mind always tried to pull you back right before growth, before progress, before change. And once you saw that pattern, it lost its power over you. Weeks passed. Your habits slowly changed, not dramatically, but permanently. You stopped arguing with your thoughts. You stopped waiting to feel ready. You learned to move forward, quietly, consistently, without announcing it to the world. One evening, you returned to the same street. The gate was still there, but the dog was gone. You smiled, not because the image was poetic, but because it reminded you of yourself. You realized the truth most people never learn. Awakening shows you the path. Discipline keeps you walking. Your mind will try to pull you back. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're moving forward. So when resistance comes, don't panic. Don't judge yourself. Don't stop. Lower your head, take one step, then another. Freedom is not sudden. It is trained. And one day, without even noticing, you'll look back and realize the rope is no longer there. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who may be fighting the same silent battle, and subscribe for more stories about discipline, focus, and inner mastery, because the strongest transformations are not loud. They happen quietly inside.